Good, y'all. What's good, y'all? I'm Eli.
And I'm Eddie. And
we game it takes, man. We game it takes. It feels good to be back, man. It's the new year. Happy New Year. First off,
Happy New Year. First live stream of the 2023 year. This our year for sure. Feel me?
Right. Make sure y'all follow us on our social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Go ahead, Eddie.
We hit 100 followers on TikTok. Actually, we shot it from like 80 to like 110. We had a couple videos go crazy on there. We 9 subs off 200 on YouTube. We 20 subs off 20 followers off 100 followers on Twitch. About 15 to 20. And which one is the last one? Jesus, I forgot. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. We've been dropping a lot of content lately, a lot of shorts. Y'all been messing with it, so let's keep going up.
That's Q to God up in here, man. That's Q to God. First one in here, man. Always show love. Q, what's good? What's good, Q?
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year, fam. But look, man. It hasn't been that easy, but we tried. We've been dropping these shorts. We've been slacking a little on the videos, but after today, it's the new year, so we looking to come with all the smoke. The link is down there. If anybody want to come up here and voice their opinion, prepare to get cooked if you want to, or go ahead.
I'm gonna cut this. This is not nothing serious, but I'm gonna cut this. Probably post it on TikTok, pin it on the top of the page and stuff. Because I see a lot of you. He said, "Yeah, we fuck with the shorts, y'all. Yeah. We good looking out, man. Good looking out." I've been seeing y'all. Excuse my French, but I've been seeing y'all fucking with me on TikTok, man. Fuck with us on TikTok. You feel me? Eli ain't really looking at that, but I'm looking at that. I see y'all talk all that bullshit, talking about y'all could come up here and embarrass us. Y'all could try it. Me and E been doing it. Me and Eli been doing this since 9th grade. We been to, you feel me? We the world champions at this shit. We've been doing this shit since 9th grade. You feel me? Not saying no one could come up here and embarrass us, but I highly doubt it, especially a random who thinks he knows basketball. And you know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna post this on TikTok. You know what I'm talking about. But other than that, we appreciate it. You feel me? Even the haters, we love the haters. You feel me? That's what really get us going. That's what be like. Me and Eli be talking, we be laughing. That's what really get us going. Enough of wasting your time, man. What we got first, Eli? Let's get into the first topic because I'm tired of talking about this already.
I got something for y'all today. We starting the new year off real good.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
You know what? Look,
I can tell.
I'm gonna just put this up right here. Eddie, read that, bro.
No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game, but how? An exaggeration, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. This man, he got some nerve and some balls, man. He got some.
We just talked about this clown, didn't we? We just talked about this clown, didn't we?
I'm kind of mad. That's our most viewed video is this clown just saying BS.
Right.
It's not even basketball related, man. Like this is crazy. This is another non-basketball related situation, and it's sad that we got to bring this up here again, man. This guy is sick. Like he's really sick. A man almost lost his life on the field, man. Not only does he sign a contract to go out there night in and night out and put his life on the line in this very extremely physical sport, but he has someone like Skip Bayless who doesn't play the sport, who ran track, one of the most saving sports in the history. He ran track. Like, come on, man. Skip Bayless, you should be ashamed, man. I hope you watch it. I hope you find this one day. You need to be locked up, man. For real, man. Because this is outrageous. This man almost lost his life. He has a family. He just raised $4 million for the kids in his city back home. Like, you can't be doing stuff like that. He's a good guy. And that again, it's the sport of football. It's never on purpose, but it happens. And for you to say things like that, for that to come out your mouth, Skip Bayless, man, I'm disappointed. I'm highly disappointed as usual. But man, it's so much words can do. I know you want to flame him. You could get in that.
Skip Bayless will sell his wife, his kids if he don't have no kids. Thank God he ain't got no kids. He will sell his wife. I'm sure of it. He said he will pick his career over his wife. This is the type of dude we dealing with, bro. This man will sell his soul for a bag of chips, bro. This the man we dealing with, bro. Skip Bayless. We just talked about this man, and it's not even 2-3 weeks later, and he's back in the headlines for something disgusting, bro. His co-host didn't show up for work today. He shouldn't show up ever again. He shouldn't have to share a show with somebody like this. Unprofessional, disrespectful, childish, immature, all of that in one. A grown man, a very grown man, 60-something years old, don't know how to control himself. This man, what is his name? I don't watch football like that, so excuse me, but I'm definitely going to defend this man's character because I heard nothing but great things about him. Right? I think his name is Damon, something like that. What is it? Let me look it up.
I think it's Darian Hamlin.
Darian Hamlin, right?
Yeah.
This man
for the Bills.
His man could have potentially lost his life. You don't in this tweet right here, you don't even at least say, in this tweet, you don't even at least give like at least have your share your be sensitive about this man hurting himself, potentially losing his life. You don't even say that out your mouth first. The first thing you address is football in the game. You have a slave master mentality, Skip Bayless. You disgusting, bro. I hope the wrong person don't catch you in the street one day. I hope it ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Because first off, I know Shannon Sharp wanted to come across that desk on you the couple weeks ago, bro, but he didn't do it. This is his way of just not even being bothered with you by not showing up for work. Kudos to Shannon Sharp, bro. He shouldn't show up ever again because he disrespected you as a football player, and he disrespected a fellow, not a fellow colleague, but someone who shares the same love of the game as you did. But he's just playing still. He disrespected him by not even acknowledging his life, his existence.
And one thing I want to add to it that is he's like, oh, this game this late in the season, both the Bengals and the Buffalo Bills have clinched the playoffs. So, it isn't that big of a game when both teams have clinched the playoffs. They both have well over 10 wins. So, the Met, like, I don't understand how can you even compare that? A very serious death-threatening injury to, an extra game. What is
extra? Still in the ICU.
Probably won't even be able to play football ever again.
After something like that, man, I'm tired of Skip Bayless. Look, here's where it starts, man. We need to make a trend of this, bro. When we cut the video out of this, I want this to go viral, bro. We got to get on a smear campaign of Skip Bayless, bro. And I know that word is not quite popular, but this is what needs to happen for a guy like this. Smear campaign, Skip Bayless. Time to get him up off FS1. Time to cancel that whole Undisputed. It's done. He should have been canceled, bro. He has no filter. He has no respect. He is not professional. He has no talent. Zero fucking talent. Get him out of here, bro. Period. End of story. Next.
Yeah, definitely next. Next up, I'm gonna ask for some of the more underrated players in the league in the NBA because there's a lot. We obviously see the talent in the league is rising fast. So let me hear some of the most underrated players you got in the league right now.
Shit, you go first because I don't got much on.
All right. So first up, at the number 5 spot, I'm gonna have to say Kevin Huerter. He left the Atlanta Hawks, got decent. He's putting up 16, 3 and 3, 48, 42, 70 splits. A very great shooter. He does what he can. At the 4th spot, I'm gonna go ahead and put Bogdan Bogdanovic from the Detroit Pistons, who some people thought he was probably gonna be like a role player, but he's actually playing very well over there in Detroit. 21, 4 and 3 a game on 48, 41, 90 splits. And then at the 3 spot, I'm gonna have to say, and I told you this, I told you and Ryan this, my boy Keldon Johnson was gonna be he's gonna take a great step this season. He's putting up 23 and 5 this season, and over the last 10, he's putting up 23, 4 or 50, 41 and 77 splits. And then moving on to the 2nd spot, I have Lauri Markkanen here, man. We talked about this already. Lauri Markkanen has been an absolute stud on the court. He's currently averaging 24 and 9, one steal, one block per game on 53, 43, and 86. And over the last 10 games, he's averaging 28 points and 8 rebounds on 54, 46, 90 shooting, man. This guy has been outstanding. I got to give it to them. I hope they can find some way to go back to what they were doing at the beginning of the season and win, man. I hope they can. And at the number 1 spot, man, a player who was traded for almost, I wouldn't say almost nothing. I think it's an even trade at this point, but Domantas Sabonis is averaging 19, leads the league in rebounds with 12, averaging 7 assists off 63, 43, and 74 splits with 1 steal and 1 block. And over the last 10, he's averaging 23, 15, 7, 1 steal off 67 field goal, 54 from the 3, and 79 from the free throw, man. And they're in the Sacramento Kings are 6-4 in the last 10 games, man. So this, I got to give it to Sabonis. He's an absolute stud right now. He's been playing amazing. He's been looking real underrated after coming off saying, oh, he can't play defense, this and that. So much complaints about Sabonis, but I got to give it to him as the most underrated player in the league, Eli.
All right, moving on from that, what we got next?
Next up, man. I mean, what you want to talk about next up, man? There's a few other things we got to go over, but you let me know.
Nah. Move on to the next one. What we got?
All right. So I wanna touch up briefly on, let's say, Donovan Mitchell's historic game last night against the Chicago Bulls. So first, before I say anything, I want to say, Donovan Mitchell, congrats, man. You played great. But Donovan Mitchell posted 71 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists last night off 64 field goal, 47 from the 3, 80 from the free throw. The most points responsible for since 1963 with Wilt Chamberlain, his 100-point game, with 99 points responsible for. He has the most points scored since Kobe, the highest game score since Kobe, with a 61 game score, and the 3rd highest of all time. It's the first 70-point double-double with at least 10, with a double-double referring to assists.
Now, go ahead. Keep going.
With a double-double referring to 10 assists. The highest true shooting with over 70 points with a 79 true shooting. When scored 63 or more, he has the most efficient game when 63 more points scored. 42 points in the second half, which is the most since Kobe Bryant again. He scored 25 in the first, which he started off 1 for 5 in the first couple minutes of the game. He ended up the first quarter with 25. Then he started the second quarter with 11. Then the third with 24. Then the fourth with 18. And then the second highest most points scored in the overtime period was 16. And, man, he joined an elite club of 70-plus points, joining David Robinson, David Thompson, Wilt Chamberlain. I'm not going to throw Michael Jordan, even though it was 69 in there. I'm not going to do that. And Kobe Bryant.
Devin Booker.
And Devin Booker. And with that game is not talked about. We know why he lost. But
yeah,
and he, like I said, he had the least shots to get 70 points out of those guys I just named. Now, that's some elite company, honestly, because
64% from the field.
Donovan Mitchell's a point guard or a shooting guard, sorry. You know, and David Robinson is a big who dominated the interior. So was Wilt Chamberlain, and so was David Thompson was a guard, but he was, an interior guard. He didn't really shoot the rock like that. So Donovan Mitchell had a great game. Like I said, 42 points, most scored in a half since Kobe Bryant. He made some history last night, man. Then to go along with 8 rebounds and 11 assists, man. How can this not be one of the greatest games of all time, especially in the modern era? We know he's only the third person to have a 60-point double-double in this century. So,
did you also say how many points he was responsible for?
Yeah, 99. I said 99.
Okay.
The second most all time.
All right, yeah, definitely. Eddie was trying to. He thinks the Cavs are gonna come out the East. He was telling me about Donovan Mitchell. I know how talented Donovan Mitchell is. I never took that away from him. I'm just not sold on the team yet. They're doing really well in the regular season. I'm just a guy who's seen a lot of great regular season teams, and in the playoffs they're not what they were in the regular season. That's just my experience with putting a lot of stock in regular season teams. So I'm looking forward to see what they can do in the playoffs. Definitely a tough team, great match, a matchup nightmare for any team in the league, especially the likes of the Bucks and the Celtics, who are in the Eastern Conference. Those are their foes. So, Donovan Mitchell, when he's playing like this, definitely puts himself in MVP conversation. His team is one of the best teams in the East, so definitely got to look out for him in the MVP conversation. I don't know why no one's talking about it or where he is on the ladder. He should definitely be top 5 in the ladder right now, especially how he's playing. And after that game,
he's top 10 on the ladder. I know that for sure.
He should be way higher than that. And even when he was on Utah, it just seems like he never got his credit for being an MVP candidate. Definitely. It just doesn't make any sense. But the media is gonna push what they want to push, bro. But absolutely incredible game by Donovan Mitchell, bro. I was not expecting that. 71. I think LeBron never even scored 71. LeBron is the greatest Cleveland Cavalier ever.
Kyrie, none of these guys.
Exactly. So
no Harden.
We got Q to God in the building, man. We got Q to God in the building. Hold on. Let me hold on. I got you, Q. Hold on. Stepping in the building, man. Hold on. Let me get the setup. There you go. Q, what's good?
Man,
what's good, my boy?
What's good with it, man? Man, first time in the building, man. It look good in here, man. What's good?
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Well, hold on. Let me finish saying what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna introduce y'all to Q to God. But yeah, absolutely great game from Donovan Mitchell, bro. The sky's the limit for the team. I just want to see what they're gonna do in the playoffs, and like I said, kudos to Donovan Mitchell for 71. But let me introduce y'all to my big bro, I consider this man family, bro. Q to God, man. Welcome to the channel, man. First time on the channel. What's your thoughts on Donovan Mitchell's 71-point game? Hey. And we're going to get into a whole bunch of other stuff, but what's your thoughts on that game in particular?
Man, my thoughts on the game. I ain't watch it, man. I seen the highlights. Right. Bruh. Yeah, I ain't going to lie. I think I always thought like Donovan Mitchell, he was always my favorite coming in, you know what I mean? He was at Louisville, you know what I mean? So I always fuck with him. So that's why I liked him, I liked him always coming in college, and shit, he didn't get his credit, but always understood why, because it's like nobody never really give credit to second place, third, fourth, you know what I mean? And that's just what it was. Even though he did have good runs, I think like, as far as like how I see it now, I can honestly put him past and comfortably put him past Devin Booker, because them was the two that I kind of is shooting guard. I feel like they was both on the West. Donovan Mitchell, he never even seen the playoffs until he got with Chris Paul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had their run in a bubble, but even though they had their streak, shit, you had what's his name? Dame Lillard. He came through and did his thing. So, man, yeah, but Donovan Mitchell, man, seeing that performance, bro, he kind of like how we look, man, seeing them players, bro, he kind of gave me like, man, he like D Wade mixed with D Rose.
Definitely.
Super athletic, man, when he shot the free throw and missed and went and tipped it in, like, that's some D Wade shit. Like, man, like out this world, like shit. You just see
shoot the rock better than those guys did.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? The 3-ball. You know what I mean? So it's like, but he ain't scared to do that midi though, and that's what I like. That midi, you go in there, and then he was going against the best mid-range shooter in the game. DeMar DeRozan, shit, lit his ass up, especially at the end of the game.
Yeah, he had a good game, but he had a good game. Can't compare 40 to 70, bro. He's got overshadowed. He had a pretty good game too.
And man, DeMar gotta do something on defense, because he's really a slouch on there. If he tries, at least D-Mitch, I can't even say that, man, because D-Mitch, he's gonna get his buckets either way he wants. Because I do remember in the bubble, him and Jamal Murray are the only players since MJ to have back-to-back 50-point games in the playoffs. So D-Mitch is going to score whenever he wants. But one thing I do want to add on to the fact that, you don't really get credit second and third place too much often. And being that, well, even though Ben Simmons wasn't a rookie in the same year as him, he won Rookie of the Year that year because the year before he was injured. So he had him in front of him. He had Jason Tatum as well in front of him. Sorry. And a couple other guys who were in discussion with Mitch. So it was a lot of like guys is either better or in that conversation with him. And so he was kind of like thrown under a little bit. And then being that I mean, he came into the league. His first ever playoff series, he knocks out a super team with Westbrook, PG, and Melo. You know, so
yeah, and one PG was that the year PG was in discussion for MVP, or was
that
it the
was the
year after
next year.
that?
Yeah.
That
It was
next
the
year,
next year.
that was the next year when Dame did that 50-point thing to them.
Right,
Oh yeah,
right,
that
right.
was the next year. That was the
Yeah.
next year.
So that's really it. You know, he's done a lot of things in the playoffs. I mean, I feel like he's one of the best current playoff players in the league right now. He's definitely in that discussion, probably somewhere near the top 5 through 10 range. I wouldn't put him near the top 3 because we still got KD, LeBron in the league and stuff
As
like
far
that.
as far as like numbers go,
Yeah, as far as numbers in terms of scoring, he's definitely up there in the playoffs. It's very hard to stop him. I believe he's like 5th all time or 6th all time in career points per game in the playoffs. So he's gonna get his buck. Yeah, he's somewhere.
Hell no, hold up, dog.
He's like 28 a game. Let me double check.
No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm saying the shit crazy. Like,
yeah,
what? Like,
because I know Luka is
he never made a deep run.
Yeah, he never really made it. He never even got to the conference finals, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
he never been to the conference finals, and he already got. I don't know.
They should have made it not only in 2020 but in 2021 as well. Them going down to the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard was kind of depressing. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was Terrence Mann. He killed Rudy Gobert, something like that. Had like 30. He had like 2 30-point games in that series.
He had a couple big games. He did.
But I know Luka is number 1 in career points per game in the playoffs. Obviously with less playoff appearances than everyone else. But you know, both of them boys still up there, which is, you know, very impressive. Especially being that a lot of these young guys get exposed in the playoffs. You know, as soon as they get in there, like we seen Trae Young get exposed last year, 15 points per game after coming off his last playoff appearance where he went to the ECF. So a lot of things happen, and I have to give credit to where the defense gets harder in the playoffs. So I got to give credit to pure scorers who go crazy in the playoffs.
Right, absolutely, bro, absolutely. And then following that, which was before Donovan Mitchell's 71-point explosion, you got to talk about Klay Thompson, man. This man right here was telling me that they need to get rid of Klay Thompson. He not playing right. This and that. I said, what? I said, let's get a man some time. He coming off of 2 career-ending injuries that we don't hardly see players come back from. Let's get a man time. I know he did have a season where he came back. He ended up being in the finals. You know, all of that, cool. He comes back after winning the championship, not really in game shape. You know, his shots not falling really well I want to say for the first month of the season. And now you look at it, but this past month he's been shooting it a lot better. He's shooting 41% from the field, which is, you know, it's not good, but it's a lot better than what he was shooting. He was shooting below 40% from the field.
Like 34,
now he's shooting
34
right, and now he's shooting, and he was also shooting below 35% from 3. Now he's at 38. So he's slowly but surely improving, bro. Klay has not scored more than 41 since those injuries, bro. He gave y'all 54 on what was it? It was what was it? It was the second. Yeah, the second. Excuse me.
But he had 40 early in December as well. He had 40 in December as well.
No, he hasn't scored more than 41, I'm saying. Since injuries,
Yeah.
He gave y'all 54. Klay is slowly but surely getting in his rhythm. The Warriors, tell me the record again, Eddie.
Right now, they're 20-18.
No. Tell me.
4-0.
Their streak.
4.
They're 4-0. And I was saying, you know, I gotta take this on the chin. I was saying that they're gonna go on a losing streak. They've been doing a lot better than what I expected. And that's because Jordan Poole has been stepping up. You know, we've been giving him a lot of heat. And Klay Thompson as well. Klay Thompson working himself back in the rhythm, getting his confidence back. That's something that could be very scary for the rest of the league. But right now, they're still below 500.
They're tied 6th seed right now. They're 20-18.
They're 20-18. Okay, but you know, when Steph comes back, they could get back into a groove. Because, you know, it's not really looking well for the defending champs. But, you know, I honestly said they wouldn't make the playoffs. Maybe they could turn it around, but I'm still sticking to my guns. But like I said, going back to Klay Thompson, bro, I just think he needed time to really get back in his rhythm. I think rhythm for a shooter is important. And I think this is his time, bro. This is his time where he's going to start. Because confidence is also important. I think this is his time where he's going to start showing us that you know, a lot of people was down, and this is the time where he's gonna start showing us, I'm here, I'm still here, I'm still that guy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, what you got to say about that?
Man, Klay Thompson, I salute you. I love you. You know, you play for the team I've been rooting for years now. So I give you that credit for that 54-point game. I do. But come on, bro. 41% from the field, bro. For like, I get the whole we got to give him time. It's been 82 games, over 82 games, man. I gave him 22 in the playoffs. He's played 30. He played 32 last year and 30 currently. It took you 62 regular season games and then adding that 84 games in total just to play this good. I mean, it took a long time to get this out of you, Klay Thompson. I mean, I get the whole career-ending injuries and this and that, but I can name off a bunch of other guys who came back faster than Klay Thompson with injuries similar to what Klay Thompson have. I can name off a couple other guys.
John Wall?
This what you do, bro.
John Wall, the only person I knew that had an injury like that.
Kevin Durant,
had an injury after an injury before you came back. Like
exactly.
Like John Wall had a fucked up leg and then fucked up his Achilles while his leg was fucked up. Klay came back and then fucked up his leg before he even came back. Like I don't know nobody who did like that in Boogie Cousins. You know what I mean? Injury before you even came back, or like right then and there. It's some freak accident type shit.
Don't get me wrong.
D Rose as well. I think he tore his Achilles and then his MCL.
Yeah, but he came back and played though. We seen D Rose tear. He was like in the game. Like we literally seen Klay and like Boogie Cousins and heard about John Wall. Like, oh shit. Like we seen Klay shit in the practice. Like, oh shit. Yeah. Crazy, you know. But I think it's great that they came back because that's crazy in itself. Get injured and injured again before you even come back. Like that's some shit that can fuck you up even mentally. Like John Wall said, contemplate suicide. He lost his mom and his grandma and shit during that time. Like, you know, it's crazy.
And look, don't get me wrong. Klay Thompson, go ahead, Q.
Nah, I was just gonna say you losing shit you love while you actually away from playing the game that you love. You know what I mean? Your life. Right. So it's crazy.
And don't get me wrong, Klay Thompson, when he came back from injury, from the first time he came back from injury all the way up to not all the way up to now, but the beginning of the season, he had this bad habit of taking terrible shots that's out of the rhythm of the offense, something that's just not what the Warriors do. You know, so that's also a product of the bad shooting slump that he was in, and you know the inconsistency of his shooting percentages, the way that he was just jacking up threes. You know what I'm saying? It's just threes are a large part of his game. You know, I don't know. He was just looking out of sorts, but like I said, he's getting back into a groove in some way. You know, slowly but surely. Go ahead, Eddie.
So I get it. You know the time. Okay. Like I said, it's been 84 games. He's going through mental problems and the injury after injury. I understand that. But this guy is also getting paid $40 million to average what he's averaging. And to me, right now, currently in this state, I'm taking Bogdan from Detroit over him because he averages more points or better efficiency and the same amount of rebounds and assists. The only problem is that he doesn't have Cade Cunningham is also out. He doesn't have the luxury of playing with Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, or Draymond Green. That's really the only difference between those two. So if I'm in this situation, I would probably put Bogdan before Klay Thompson. And these guys don't even get paid the same. I think Bogdan is getting paid like $20 million compared to Klay's 40, where they're putting up the same thing, just Bogdan just way more efficient. So it's like that's really why I think they should get rid of him. That's probably the only reason why, because the pay. And I know Klay Thompson is, even though he's not playing as good as he normally does, he's not going to look for something as low as that. He's probably still going to look in the market between 30 because he's only 32 years old. You know, he's not going to go. His value to him, in his opinion, his value is not going to drop down that far. So that's why I think that. And plus, a lot of teams might want Klay Thompson because, yes, he can shoot the ball. But I'm going to need to see more than 2 games because his last 2 games have been good. He scored 54 last night and then 32 the night before that. But then the 2 games before that, he played bad, you know. So I got to see well over 2 games. I need a 10-game stretch out of Klay Thompson to determine whether we should keep him or not.
At least until Steph come back.
At least until Steph come back, which Steph
and even beyond then. even when Steph come back,
Steph just got reevaluated. I even would have said keep Klay Thompson if he had a decent playoff run, but when I looked when I was watching and looked during all those series, I couldn't really point out to the fact that he had a consistent good series with the 4 playoff teams that they play. So he looked a little good in the Grizzlies series, but then he started to slow down, so I mean that's really all much I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about it. I hope he does get back to normally what he's doing, so I can take back what I say on the Warriors should trade him. But I don't know. His contract is up after this year, so we'll see.
I mean, shit. Yeah, I say trade him. You might as well get him while he got the value. Because if he go through a slump, you lose all the value. You know what I mean? So you might as well get him while he, at his best. It's not like it'll be his first time actually on the chopping block. He was actually on the trade block before.
In 2011.
He injured. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
so,
that's it.
Yeah, and he ended up playing good. They win and stuff. So. This time around, I don't think they need to, do it with their heart. They had good things with Klay. 4 championships. Now it's time to let him, part his ways. But if you lose him, just let him walk. Shit, it is what it is.
And my fault. You got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but right now, Klay, he just not where it's at. I mean, Wiggins, they got Wiggins, bro.
Yeah.
If all else fails, they got Poole. So, I think they got him. I think they draft pretty good anyway. So, on top of that, get him while he got value.
Definitely, and he did. There was rumors going around that he had 2 destinations, like 2 places that he wanted to go to. I only remember one. I know the Lakers were a spot he wanted to go to. I mean, of course, LA. Who wouldn't want to play with LeBron James? A playmaker, one of the greatest of all time. So. I heard that. I don't know if it's true, but there's been a lot of talks about him actually looking forward to go to the Lakers. And if he does that, that could stir some stuff up. It could. Some things could happen over there if he goes there. So who knows, man?
And while we speaking on that, it was this video that was made, Eddie, of what's his name? Mustard something on YouTube. I don't know the dude's name. I was watching it on Souls and Sage channel. And this man talking about how the Bucks are looking like the frauds they were in 2019, where they got knocked out of the playoffs by Toronto. What you think about that, bro?
Q, you can go first on that one. I got some stuff to say, but I want you to go first.
The Bucks, I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to the Bucks, only people I'm really high on is Drew Holiday and Giannis. Everybody else, I just feel like they pick their times when they want to be good. I see no real consistency other than the rebounds. I know they a good rebounding team.
And shot blocking.
I think they get it together on defense. But as far as offense, I think Middleton, I think he good. But me compared to other shooting guards, man, slightly overrated as far as like what he can do. He can get a bucket, but a lot of that is predicated on, everything they send at Giannis. I think when you get a good defensive team, man, that's why the Cavs make a good matchup for him. The Celtics, man, they
I said that, bro. You fiending. Look at this man getting excited.
They're gonna get that work, bro. So I don't know. Like the Bucks, cool, bro, but it's always predicated on how far Giannis can get them. And I think Drew Holiday, he one of the most solid PGs in the game that actually got good offense, defense. And Giannis, hey, arguably one of the best in just doing it right now. Me, I think it's out of him and Jason Tatum, but
just to add on to that, I mean, I can't agree with you anymore. I mean, Eli, no, I was vouching for Chris Middleton for a while, but after some time, I started to figure out that this guy was kind of inconsistent at times. And I see what you're talking about. I mean, he did just come off an injury, but he's not picking it up as fast as he should have. Obviously, he didn't have a Klay Thompson injury. It was serious, but it wasn't a career-ending injury. So he should be on his way well to picking it up. And yeah, Drew Holiday, to me, in the regular season, he definitely is one amongst the best point guards in the league. But when we get into the playoffs, on the offensive end, at least when we get into the playoffs, he starts to slow down, which I've noticed a lot. I noticed in the finals, and Giannis still found a way to win. And leading on to that, I don't think if those guys, the reason the 2019 Bucks lost, they won 60 games that year. Eli showed me. They won 60 games, and the reason they lost was because Giannis wasn't ready for prime time. He was 24 years old. Me and Eli had that conversation back then. Like, Eli's telling me like he's only 24 years old. He got time. He won his first MVP by then. He said he has time. He's gonna come back strong. So I was like, yeah, that I could agree with that. And he hasn't had a bad playoff series like that since the next year in 2020 to the Bucks, and that wasn't even that bad. But ever since then, he's looked like a possessed man. He's been dominating every team he's played in the finals. The Nets got them boys out. Like the Suns. It's been a lot of teams that he took out, man. Like Giannis has been doing as much as he can, and we obviously seen in the ECF. I mean, in the second round last year, he did what he possibly could. He did as much as he could with Jrue Holiday playing good defense, but not good on the offense. With Chris Middleton out, with Brook not playing like how he normally does, or Bobby Portis. So, like you said, those guys, those two guys, they're good. No discredit, not discrediting those two guys, but they play good basketball when they want to, and I can agree on that. Those guys, like, they should be. Both those guys should be a double-double every night to me. Bobby Portis 15 and 10, and maybe Brook Lopez with 12 and 10 with maybe 2 blocks, and Bobby Portis with maybe 2 blocks as well. These guys can defend the rim, and then they got Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton on the perimeter. But now the inconsistency of everyone but Giannis at most times is what's gonna make them go down, and that's why teams like, possibly like like we said, the Celtics, we seen they beat them, and possibly the Cavs, because those two teams pick up on inconsistency. Those two teams gonna keep flowing off whatever the other team is giving them. They're gonna keep playing good basketball. Whatever you do, they're giving them. And Giannis can't. We know no one can do this by themselves, man. We know no one can win a championship without at least a star player, at least someone who's either a borderline all-star or at least an all-star. It has never been done, in my opinion. I felt like even going back to Hakeem in 95 and 96, Robert Horry at that 94 and 95 was a very decent player. You can argue a borderline star, being that he was one of the best shooters in the game, averaging about 17 in the regular season and about 19 in the playoffs. On top of that, his second ring, he had Clyde Drexler, who was about 31, 32. So, for me, Hakeem, he did it for the most part. A lot of the the carrying, but he still had a borderline star on his team, and we have never seen someone win a championship without a borderline star yet, ever in the history of the NBA. So I feel
other than the Pistons.
Which Pistons we talking about here?
Shit, talking about the Pistons that beat the Lakers.
I mean, you could, but that. You could make an argument.
Chauncey Billups
as a star.
Rip Hamilton.
Those guys.
Tayshaun Prince.
Rasheed Wallace.
Ben Wallace. None of them was really one. You wouldn't
make the argument for them being stars. Not maybe not an all-star, but a star. I make the argument for Chauncey Billups because he was one of the game's best, one of the best point guard shooters.
That's because he's cold though. He was cold. Like, all of them guys solid. I think all of them were just solid guys. When you put them together, I think that was just great. It was a bad matchup for everybody. You had defense, you had shooters, you had them. None of them really was like, stars like that.
I gotta give Rip and Billups stars because maybe not. Well, I think Rip is an all-star. He outplayed Kobe Bryant. I mean, I gotta give that to him. Kobe, my favorite player. He outplayed him. I gotta give that to him. You're not just gonna outplay someone like Kobe Bryant,
Yeah, but we talking star though. Like he didn't match up like Kobe, Rip Hamilton.
I get that. I don't know. I feel like,
but they were just solid. They was all cold. They was good. They moved the basketball. They had defense. You had somebody, you had both of the Wallaces, down there fucking with Shaq and shit. It was, it was beautiful what they did. Nobody really was a bona fide star.
Would you refer to like, let's say like 2017, 2018 Draymond as a star?
Nah. I never felt like Draymond was really the star. The star was the Splash Brothers. See what I mean?
No. Yeah, I agree, but I would refer to Klay Thompson as like an all-star and Steph as a superstar, KD as a superstar, but Draymond is like a star role player. I like when I refer to this, this is how I go to ranking on like the pyramid. I mean the pyramid. So I go like role player, then I probably go star, then all-star, then superstar. Superstars are the best of the best. It's probably only about since the league is developing, it's probably about a good 8 to 10 superstars in the league. And then when we go down, all under would be all stars, and there's a lot of those. There's a lot of all stars in the league. So I feel like, if Chauncey Billups was giving you like 20 and 7, 28 with like 2 steals, I feel like he can classify as somewhere between the star to the all-star level. And Rip was giving you 20 a game off almost 40 from the 3. I feel like you could put him between there as well. And Rasheed Wallace, I don't know. I know some about Rasheed Wallace. I know he was a good shooter. He was aggressive on the defensive end. But some of the stories I've heard about him was that one story I heard what was crazy was that some guy on Facebook was talking about they were screaming. You see how people scream Kobe when they shoot like a damn loose leaf in a trash can, or you throw up a jump shot and you say Kobe. Someone said some bullshit like they screamed Rasheed Wallace when they shot a fadeaway 3 back in the day, and I never heard no bullshit like that. I swear to God, man, I was confused when they said shit like that. But yeah, I feel like those guys you could throw them into there, because I find it hard not referring to at least 2 of those guys at least a star, maybe not all, of course not a superstar, but maybe not all star.
So you referring them to them on some like points and things like that. I was kind of referring to him just on some like
best of the
star
best.
When you see him, oh shit, you get it's this superstar team, like you got that, and that actually matches the skill. You know what I mean? When you think somebody a superstar, oh, they can average 25, 26. It wasn't nobody like that on the Pistons. Nor was they like, oh shit, there go, me personally, my favorite that was on there, it was shit, goddamn Ben Wallace, like shit, the Wallace boys, like shit. That's what I like down there. They was down there blocking shit, all that. But Rip Hamilton, he was famous for having a mask, and then I know he used to rock the J's and shit, and then Wallace used to rock the Air Forces and shit. He had his forces, like that's why I liked him. But like even now, if I look at a star and I know you a superstar, I kind of equate that with like, do they got to shoot? You know what I mean? How long have they shoot been out? Like, do they got more than 3 or 4? Because that's how, like, when you look at KD, you know what I mean? Even Kyrie, like they got like damn near 8, 10 different shoes. You got people that just come out with 1 or 2 and they like, hell nah, they ain't got no shoe no more. But when you got somebody that got these, they got a building built like Klay, not Klay, but Curry, he got a whole building at Under Armour. That's superstar shit. Jordan, he was a superstar. He got a building at Nike. LeBron got a building at they shit. These stars like Dame, superstar. You know what I mean? Like that's how but it equate with a game, but it's also like, they just
I get what you're saying. I understand.
But I think all of them was awesome. I'm not even sure if they was all stars.
They have 4 all stars that that 2 years in. But I don't really equate like getting an all-star selection to actually being an all-star, because I felt like someone like Andrew Wiggins last year wasn't really an all-star, but he was a star player. I give him that. He hooped, 17 a game, played good defense as well, posted career numbers. But then again, he got picked over someone like Shai Gill, who was putting up 25, 6 and 6, 25, 5 and 5. So it's like, it equates sometimes. It's a popularity vote. So I understand.
Yeah, it is that. It's that for sure.
Now, Eddie, you had something to say about Steph and something.
Wait, before I have one thing to say before I get that, because that's a little controversial. I want people to put some more respect on LeBron. Like, people like to disrespect and discredit LeBron because they claim he quit on Cleveland, who had a terrible front office during the first stint. They claimed he quit on them to go play with his best friend Dwayne Wade, right? But there's a list of guys that they don't blame on the same level as LeBron who quit on their teams. I mean, when we go down the line, we look at Michael Jordan. I mean, I could talk about the first stint, but Eli, he debunked that. He didn't, I guess he felt some type of way on that. So I'm gonna bring up the second stint. He quit on the Bulls in '98 after they won their second three-peat because Phil Jackson.
Time out, pause. Hold on before you finish. That do sound crazy. How you saying? After he won his second three-peat,
bro, we know he the GOAT, bro. We know he the GOAT.
Now Jordan ain't gonna lie. Oh boy ain't want to pay him that paper. The owner. He let everybody go, bro. He ain't want because remember, like I think that last ring Jordan got, didn't he get 40 million or 30 million?
30.
He wanted 40.
But that's
and boy was like, and Pippen wanted some bread, and he just let everybody go. He just
but that's the thing though. That's selfishness. I mean, Miami was paying LeBron more money than I wouldn't say they weren't. They wouldn't offer LeBron more money. But
no, LeBron ain't that type of nigga. See,
that's
why I fuck with LeBron. LeBron, he know about the business of winning. He know you got to pay other players and shit like that. So LeBron, bro, easily be the highest paid player, bro, damn near his whole career, bro.
But to elaborate off that, right? So 30 million in like 98 and 99. No one made 30 million in a season until I believe Kevin Durant in 2017. I could be wrong, but I'm 75% firmly like sure that no one made 30 million in a season until Kevin Durant, like 2016-17 when he signed with the Warriors. So it took that's almost 20 years. That's actually 19 years it took for someone to make a salary of 30 mil. Every other salary was around like 25 to 28, somewhere around there. It took that long for that to happen. So Michael Jordan, he quit on the Chicago Bulls because he didn't. I'm guessing he didn't want. And mind you, Scottie got paid only $7 million for like 8 years. He got paid $7 million for like 8 years. So that was that. But yeah, he quit on the Bulls because they didn't want to re-sign him for more money. He got greedy. They didn't want to re-sign Phil Jackson, so he just left them. Now we go on into Kobe Bryant's my favorite player, and a lot of people know that. Now we go into Kobe Bryant, who on 2 occasions quit on his team. So Shaq leaves. They missed the playoffs in 05. They make the playoffs in 06, 7th seed in the West. So Kobe's having a great year, 36-6-6, 36-5-5. And, he's playing great. He gets into the playoffs. He gets the first seed down. He's up 3-1 on the first seed, the 58-win Suns. He's up 3-1 on these guys. And he's having a phenomenal series. He actually scores 50 in Game 6, but I believe it was some controversial thing on him getting mad that his teammates did not help him. He scored 50 and lost, so he's angry, he's furious, and people tell him, "Yo, Kobe, you got to pass the ball more." So to prove a point, Kobe Bryant didn't take a shot in Game 7. The whole second half, he didn't make or take a shot in the whole second half, just to prove a point that you guys need me. I'm Kobe Bryant. You guys need me. Then he proceeds and he walks out on them in the last minute of the game. Then he proceeds the next year to ask for a trade to Chicago Bulls, which is everyone knows. Almost everyone knows about that he wanted to trade to Chicago Bulls. So he was so ready to quit on the LA Lakers that he did a selfish move, just like Michael Jordan, and he was asking for a trade already instead of rebuilding, which he eventually did and rebuilt and won 2 championships and went to 3 finals. Instead of doing that, he was almost so bent on going to Chicago Bulls. I believe the Bulls declined the trade. Oh no, the Lakers declined the trade. So he was so bent on going to the Chicago Bulls and trying to fill footsteps with Michael Jordan's footsteps, in which he probably wouldn't even won a championship. Who knows what would have happened? He probably would have won 2. And then I'm gonna go into one that's not really well populated, but Tim Duncan grew frustrated with the Spurs during the early 2000s. He felt like they weren't giving him enough because that was before they got Tony Parker, and David Robinson was a little older and he wasn't putting in as much work as he was supposed to. So Duncan ended up quitting on the Spurs and asking for a trade, and he almost got signed to the Orlando Magic, which is a conversation for another day, in which Doc Rivers ruined it. So
you ain't gonna talk about James Harden, huh?
We could talk about James Harden, but
it's so many players that quit on their team. If you trying to put it like that, but it's like when it comes to basketball, bro. Only way I really look at it is like crazy if a team whip your ass. Like, I mean, Like, and I ain't even see. He think I'm gonna bring it up. I ain't gonna bring it up. I'm gonna leave it to
I
motherfuckers.
was gonna bring him up.
If you know, you know. If a nigga, if you know, because shit. But that's just how I equate it. But Durant not the only person. It's just the team he went to and all that shit. But other motherfuckers, like, look at Shaq. The whole reason why he was even in the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Oh yeah, so
that shit like, and then I heard even out of Shaq's mouth, Shaq said, he was like, he feel like if you get drafted on the team, you should stay there your whole career. You shouldn't get the trade. But and that's just him looking on hindsight, you know, career over and all that shit. But you know, me, man, it is what it is, bro. I think if you seen a player put in years and years there, like nobody would be mad at Dame Lillard if he left, bro. I know I fucking wouldn't. Yeah. Like, bro, just go, bro. Go get you one, bro. Like, goddamn, LeBron down the street, my nigga. Like, just go, bro. You know what I mean? But
no. I get it, bro. But these are guys I'm naming who won championships and they were in that position. The reason why they're not in that position no more because these guys got a little selfish. You know, probably aside from Tim Duncan, which I still feel like he was a little selfish because he was asking for more money, which he would have gotten in Orlando. And that's how I feel. MJ, who maybe the Bulls might go 4 in a row. It's a possibility with the same team that they keep, the same coach. If they re-sign him, there's a possibility that we see. Well, I think we do see the Bulls versus the Spurs in the '99 finals. I think we do see that. So we probably get MJ versus
lockout year. Shit.
I mean, the Knicks made the finals, so I think the Bulls beat the Knicks in the ECF that year. So I don't know.
Jordan would be one of the reasons why the money, either they would have took them longer to even get over that strike. Like, you know, the strike always about splitting the money.
Oh, so yeah,
Jordan's still playing, and you talking about he just wanted 10 more M's from his team. That shit, that's some shit they gonna be in the building talking about.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a
fact. You know, it ain't no telling how that, you know, it would have went. That's the what if shit with basketball. It's crazy.
That is true. And I hate referring to what if situations, but I was just applying the fact that if he end up not being selfish and he took, let's say, 20 mil, he even goes down 10 more and he gives Scotty an extra 10, which probably would have been somewhere around, Scotty's probably getting paid 15 mil a year. And they end up signing Phil Jackson back. If there was a chance that maybe we could have seen that another championship for MJ instead of him wanting more money. And I seen the video by Jimmy High Roller. 30 mil at that time, I believe 30 mil at that time equated to money today would have been about 100 million a year, which is crazy.
So they was making crazy money off Jordan. Like you talking like Jordan, like, so from 96, that 10-year span, bro. He changed the game crazy.
For sure.
Like, he knew what he was worth because he's seeing what his shoes get. Like,
packed out crowds in the game all year long, every single game. So I understand that, but the base of this point I was bringing up is that I hate, you know, and I'm a guy who thinks Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, and to me it's by steep, it's kind of far, but you know, you guys can't sit up here, you Jordan fans cannot sit up here and get on LeBron's case all day when I just named off a load of superstars who almost quit on their team and did things like LeBron James, and where the front office wasn't trying to get him any stars at all. He had decent role players, but that's about it. He didn't have no stars at all in Cleveland, no stars whatsoever. So the fact that you guys, you Jordan fans, some of you Jordan fans sit up here and, you know, be on LeBron case and say, oh, he's 3-6-1. Like, you can't be saying things like that, bro. Oh, he needed a super team to win, this and that. You can't be saying things like that.
3-6-1.
Yeah, they call that a Mickey Mouse ring. They call the bubble a Mickey Mouse ring, which he definitely
I ain't never heard of that.
He deserved it. You got to be on the Facebook page, man. I'm telling you, they be going crazy.
3-6-1.
That's
like
that's just niggas that bro got a ring, man. That bitch got diamonds and gold on that motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying, man. He averaged almost a 30-point triple double for that ring. He performed for that ring, man. He played his heart out. So, and he was 36 years old, 35 years old. Come on, man. And
he did they thing.
With a prime AD, he won Finals MVP over a prime AD. So, like, come on, let's be for real here. Let's be for real.
AD,
Like,
I ain't gonna talk about AD. I ain't too fun. You know, AD, he all right, bro. He cool, bro. Salute. I hope he get well. Street clothes. Salute street clothes, man. I hope that nigga get well, bro.
Kawhi the real street clothes. He missed another
Kawhi the
game
real
last
street
night.
clothes, bro.
You said
He missed
Kawhi.
another game last night.
No, cause see that nigga Kawhi. The funny thing about Kawhi, he don't have his street clothes. He'll be in the warm up and everything. He just chilling. That nigga Kawhi be wearing the warm ups and
That's
everything.
half of the time, and then the other half of the time, he in the skybox going crazy.
Oh me, I gotta sit with the owner, man. Let you know I'm good.
Kawhi he's funny without even trying, man. That's one thing about him. But probably the last thing I'm gonna discuss, and I'm gonna just name off a few things for you guys, and you just let me know. So to me, you know, I was looking over I read a few things, and I felt like Steph Curry, yeah, he's changed the game in good ways, but he also changed the game in bad ways. And in the bad way I'm referring to is that defense for basketball is just going down the wrong path. It's not even nowhere near as good as it was before, not even 9 years ago. So, you know, it's a problem.
That don't even gotta qualify you to be good or get even in the league, bro. If your defense is good or not, bro, that don't even matter. It's like, can you shoot though?
since to me, I was young, but when you was if you watch basketball around this time and you looked at the stats, around 2013 is when Steph Curry like kind of entered the discussion to one of the best point guards in the league. I mean, it was his second year as an all-star. His first year as an all-star, he was averaging about 23 and 7, 23 and 8. So he kind of started entering the some of the best guards in the league discussion. So since that time, from that time, I believe the highest amount of threes attempted was 46K for all teams put together. And just 9 years later, last year in 2022, 86,000 threes were attempted, bro. So they doubled the amount just in 9 years. So when I go back and look, right, halfway to the year, we're not even halfway to the year this season, and we're at 40K threes attempted, man. So we almost halfway to what we were last year. So and it went from 9 years ago, it was almost 20,000 steals a game and 20K steals for the whole entire year and almost 12K blocks to last year 17K steals and 10K blocks. So it's a whole decrease in 2,000 steals and 2,000 blocks, and the pace is much slower nowadays. So now it is more what the whole thing about all them threes going up is that the pace is some of the slowest it has ever been since going back to the 90s. So all them threes being chucked up is being that like maybe every possession or every 2 possessions a 3-pointer is going up. Not even a 3-pointer is going up every 1-2 possessions in an NBA game. And with that, and everyone being able to shoot nowadays and the game being more skilled, it's much harder to guard and cover ground, especially when the spacing is like that. If your 1 through 5 can shoot, how is people supposed to be able to play defense if 1 through 5 can shoot? You know, you can't leave no one open. You got to be there every time. So these guys are getting lazier and lazier. And on top of that, we've seen all of the games, the outscoring games and breaking games that have been scored. We see D-Mish 71. Luka just had 50 3 times in the span of like 10 days. We've seen a lot of things. More points were scored in December of last year, 2022, then more 40-point games were scored that year than the whole 2012-13. There was about 35 40-point games in 2012-2013. There were 47 in the month of December of just last year. And the defensive rating went from in 2013 to 106 to currently 112. And we're just almost halfway to the season. So that means the defensive rating is only going to go higher. It's probably going to finish out this season with an average of 116, 117. And that's a whole 10-point decrease from what was back in 2013, man. It went from in 2013, 22 threes per game per team to 36 currently this year, man. This is just going up, man. The steals per game is going down. The defensive rating is going down. We're seeing less defensive players in the league. We're seeing less defensive being played. I just seen earlier that the lowest defensive rating in the league currently is 110, and that's by the Cleveland Cavaliers. The defensive rating, the lowest defensive rating, most of the time through years is either between 105 to 107 in that range. Just 9 years ago in 2013, the Memphis Grizzlies had a 99.8 defensive rating. So that lets you know right there that defense is just going down the wrong path because Steph Curry chose to impact the game in a way where everyone needs to shoot the three-pointer, which is crazy. Everyone is shooting the three-pointer nowadays from 1 through 5. It's harder to guard these more skilled players who can dribble the ball and shoot the three. So it's like the defense is just becoming slouchier and slouchier in the NBA, man.
I don't know, bro. I think that I think the defense just over with at this point of the game, bro. Down draft for it. You know, you got so many players coming at them from 1 year in college. You know, one and done. Like, what type of defense you ever really just had? You know what I mean? High school, you the best player on your team. What defense you got to have? You going up there, you shoot. College, you there 1 year. You ain't really learn how to, like, they barely know how to play team ball if they ain't already like a high IQ somebody that pass like that, you know. And that's why, like, back in the day, like, when you went to college and you played 3-4 years in college, bro, you was a better team player. You was a better defensive player. You know, all that. Even in more like kind of like recent time where you had people going those years like D Wade,
Mikal Bridges,
Tim Duncan.
Even Mikal Bridges. Guys like Mikal Bridges too play good defense. But yeah, you right. Tim Duncan, Michael Jordan did 2-3 years. Kareem did the full 4 years. Guys who could play defense, man. Yeah,
unless you was like one of them guys like KG. Yeah, but there was a different era. You know, he came straight out of high school, and that was the mentality. You had to be a dog, play defense, all that shit. You know, you playing against motherfuckers like Jordan. Like that. That's why, like, now when I see it, you know, basketball, like, now they rather go tit for tat than actually stop somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was the thing, like, with Kobe. Like, look at the picture of damn Jordan and Kobe. Like, I know that ain't the real John, but like, that's really what they doing. When Jordan played you, he wasn't trying to let you get off on me. I'm not trying to let you score 30. No, I'm trying to score 30. You gonna score 15. You gonna score 20. Like that's how that was their mentality. Now LeBron, like, you know, or the dudes playing LeBron, they like, man, LeBron gonna score 40, man. I'm gonna score 40, and people gonna think I'm just as good as him. You know what I mean? I can pass and all that shit. They going tit for tat. Like, nah, Jordan, I'm stopping you. You're not about to be seen like you just as good as me. Like, nah, stop that. It's over with. You might get your little shine and shit like that. Kobe, oh no, that's over with. Shutting these niggas down. You seen when he did Kyrie? Nah, nigga. It's over with. LeBron, nigga, even in All-Star game, nigga, nah, it's over with. That's just how they do it. That's their spirit. That's cool, and we gonna dap it up after the game.
We definitely, you know, we like that. We like seeing offense, but we also love seeing defense. We love seeing players because to be honest, I know you could probably agree on this. Anyone could go out there and score a basket. Anyone could score a layup. You know, not everyone could play defense. That's why defense wins the games. That's why the best defensive team is. Now, listen, we talked about the Detroit Pistons. They were one of the worst offensive in the league when they won a championship. But guess what? They were number one on defense. And this goes into the point where you have to have a top 10 defense to win a championship. But you can have a lower offense. You could your offense doesn't even have
the Bulls with D Rose in them.
Yeah.
When they had what's the Bull name? He the Knicks coach now. Okay. What's his name?
Oh, the Knicks coach? Oh, Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, Thibodeau, man. He used to be a cold defensive coach.
Yeah,
he don't even implement that like defense like that now. He was a couple years ago, but that's a good point. You know, it's whatever. Like,
and the thing is that was really the last really good year of defense I felt like we had somewhere between 2012 and 2013 because we had Memphis. Even LeBron was playing very good defense just 9 years ago. We see how he plays defense now. He's a slouch. He's one of the worst superstar defenders in the league. He lets people do whatever they want. And I get don't get me wrong. I get he's older. But it's like he's out there not playing defense.
This has been happening before he turned 38. It's been happening for about 4 or 5 years.
Exactly. Now. 4 or 5 years now. Back in 2018.
Even more than that.
Yeah, 2017, actually, when he didn't want to guard Kevin Durant in the finals, when he told Richard Jefferson to take on that task. And again, I get the fact that LeBron is an offensive player. He has a lot to do. He has to score the rock. He has to pass the rock. But he told Richard Jefferson to go out there and do that. Michael Jordan wasn't doing that. He was guarding those players. You know, if he wanted to do that task, he was going out there guarding. He was dropping 30, 35 a game and guarding the best player. Kobe Bryant was going there, dropping how much ever he wants a game and going there and guarding the best player. Another thing I want to add on is that through the 90s, the 10 years through the 90s, it was a 105.5 defensive rating, and compared to now in the last 10 years, we had 111.5 just in the last 10 years. So that's let you know how much, and the paces are around the same. So the only difference is that it was probably about like somewhere near between 20 to 25K threes going up compared to, obviously, I said the 86K threes going up now. So that was the only difference. The pace is around the same. The only thing is that people were actually playing defense. This was one-on-one defense too, ladies and gentlemen. No zone at all. This was one-on-one. If you get beat, you get beat. This was some of the hardest defenses came out of this league. You know, it was implemented in this league. There was no, like I said,
talk to
you had to play one-on-one. You had to play one-on-one defense in this league. No zones. There was no helping. And yes, like there's some guys who could play defense today, but there's a lot of guys who wouldn't be able, they would get killed on the island by Michael Jordan or even Scottie Pippen or I'll even go ahead and throw someone like Shaq in there. Imagine going one-on-one with Shaq in the post. You think, no disrespect, again, AD, boy.
Man,
Giannis.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
No disrespect to these guys, man. Yo, Jokic is getting killed 1v1 on the island without help with Shaquille O'Neal there, man. It's like, come on, man. And I love Steph, man. I really do, but look what you did. You feel me? You got people focusing on more on shooting.
Oh yeah, Steph will get killed too. Yeah, bring it up.
He would. Steph will get destroyed, and that's why I refer to him as more of a good help defender. That's the only reason why. But if he's 1v1 on that island, Steph Curry is getting demolished, man. Everyone is going past him.
Hey, prime Chris Paul could live on that bitch though.
I don't know.
Prime Chris Paul was first team defense.
Yeah, 7, 8 times. I won't say he lie, but then again, Chris Paul was 6'1" and puny. I mean, he had quick hands. That's what really made him good.
Hey, Spud Webb lived good. Chris Paul living good.
You said Spud Webb, bro. Come on, man. Spud Webb ain't do nothing but win a dunk contest. The Atlanta Hawks ain't do shit. Come on, man.
Doc was on that team.
Doc Rivers or Doc? Well, you said Doc. Okay. Doc was okay. He was a role player. I mean, the only reason why they end up being in the playoffs is because Dominique was cold. Dominique was cold.
They went there though. Yeah, they had dunkers. You know, they had good dunkers, but I ain't gonna lie. You know that they went there, bro.
Dom was going out night in, night out, but he didn't have the defense. He didn't have no defense. That's a player I will say.
Celtics used to kill them niggas, man. I seen Larry Bird, nigga, do Dominique so dirty, nigga. Woo.
Larry Bird, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I seen
this is a side note, but y'all, excuse my language. Y'all niggas need to stop comparing Kevin Durant to Larry Bird. No disrespect to KD, you know. KD ain't on Larry Bird level. I'm sorry to tell you, he ain't on Larry Bird level. Because I know y'all.
He shoot better, but he ain't no better basketball player. Like
he ain't greater. He not greater. He more skilled for sure.
I don't know, skill.
Yeah,
like
skill.
Larry has skill. See, that's what I'm saying. Like shooter,
his time.
Shooter. I give KD shooter.
Oh yeah, definitely. I had that talk. I was telling
Larry Bird wasn't really that shooter people thought he was. Like 3 points. Like
100%. I was telling people like, yo. Larry Bird shot about 3 threes a game, was barely making one. Kevin Durant go out there, shoot 6, but
Larry Bird will go games and don't even shoot threes, bro.
Yeah,
definitely. He had average season like 63s, bro. Yeah. Like go look at that shit. Like,
another thing is he went from about
they didn't care about threes, bro.
KD also shoots higher for his career from the 3. And to add on to that, Larry went from 37 in the regular season from career 3 to like 32 in the playoffs. So it's like, you feel me? Like KD is the better shooter, but we're talking in terms of
Larry's a better all-around player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's a more skilled scorer than I don't think it's fast.
Okay,
KD will play against Larry, and KD's soul will be left on that court, bro. Like Larry Bird literally would probably take dude's soul on that bitch, like on me, like Larry Bird gonna want to guard KD, like let me get like
that's an underrated part of his game
on me. Offended, like what y'all not gonna guard KD, like no, like
and get torched. I think KD got a better chance of getting a stop against Larry Bird and Larry Bird.
How no?
Yeah, bro.
Hell no,
Yep.
Eli. I'm not about to let you
Yep.
get away with no shit
Yep.
like that.
Yep. Yep.
Hell no,
Bro, and I'm gonna tell you why. The reason, and this is why I'm gonna solidify the reason why I know like motherfuckers like Larry Bird and them would go crazy now.
Luka.
Oh God, Luka play like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird mixed together.
Definitely.
Basic dribble moves. Only thing he do is shoot. He slow it like. Man, bro, Luka same dribble moves.
Luka damn near shoot the same percentage as them boys. I ain't gonna lie, he can't shoot that well.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, yeah, but Luka cold. That's why I'm like,
Luka is a cold motherfucker, man.
But I ain't gonna like the only reason I knew Luka was when I solidified him because I seen him play, but his first year when he played LeBron, nigga, and bruh, they lost one and they won one, but they
they had a really good game.
They were going at
2020. I think it was in 2020. I think before the pandemic, I think it was that game was.
Before the pandemic, like his rookie year, I'm like, before the All-Star break, bro, I was like, he cold. I ain't know who the fuck he was.
I don't know if he's in the stream, but I know he joined from time to time. Cito, he did, he was on the stream before, but he did say back in, like, I know Luka low-key put the league on notice before, but this was right before he played his first ever game. My cousin Cito was telling me, like, this kid from overseas, he gonna be great. Like, he could hoop. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but I think also in that draft, DeAndre Ayton was very hyped up. He was the number one pick. I knew a lot about Trae Young from Oklahoma, so I was like, and Trae Young been my boy, so I was like, yeah, Luka, I mean, he looking nice. His highlights was looking nice overseas. I didn't think he would submerge to be this good, but I had to look back and say, yo, you was right. I got to give it to you. You was right. And I was even saying to me, because Trae Young had a good sophomore season, followed by an ECF in the next season, I was even saying Trae Young over Luka at one point until I seen the history that this guy, we're watching history before our own eyes. We're watching this guy just do things. He's breaking all of LeBron's records, breaking all of Jordan's records at this age. It's like this guy he's doing legendary like things. And again, me and Eli were a little younger when LeBron were breaking these records, so we don't really know too much about that. But we do know he broke them, and now we see Luka in modern day doing that, and we understand it's like, wow, like this guy is doing that. And they said he's on pace to do, I think, about 40K, 12K rebounds, and 13K assists.
It is, but I can believe it because, like we just talking about, the defense is non-existent.
True.
Of course, we gonna see niggas breaking these niggas records. Like we never would have thought, like, nah, motherfuckers ain't gonna get like 70 points. And then I see Donovan Mitchell do it, and then I seen Devin Booker get to 74, and it's like, bro, like, man, what the fuck going on? Like, they doing shit we never thought. Westbrook, triple-double, like, did it once, then did it again, then did the shit again. Like, bro, they breaking records that we never did. But the reason why, and the biggest reason is the defense. And but I do think it may come back because I feel like it'll balance out because now we see players being able to get paid. But then we also see players like LaMelo. He don't do the college shit. He go overseas and get the same type of work that Luka got.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I was like, oh shit, that is why Luka cold. Because when I seen Luka, I'm just seeing him like I'm thinking he just popping up out of nowhere. Who was this white boy?
Playing against grown men.
Like, no, man, dude, he was a pro at this age. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he cold. So,
man, look, I got this to say, man, because look, the Brooklyn Nets gotta get him credit, bro. I gotta get him credit, bro. They won 12 straight games. Kevin Durant definitely in MVP discussion, bro. Averaging 29 points on 56, 93, and 36 shooting splits, bro. Absolutely impressive. You know what I'm saying? He's also 6th in PER, 3rd in value replacement, and 9th in box plus minus. The team is the 3rd best offense, and they are top 10 defense now. Something that they have. It's been very difficult for them to be, especially under old boy. was Steve Nash. You know, glad he's gone, but you know, got to give Jacques Vaughn that credit too. He looks like a really hard-nosed coach. Things are looking up for the Brooklyn Nets. My prediction was that they'll be a threat in the Eastern Conference, but I said I don't really think they'll go very far because of Steve Nash. But now they don't have Steve Nash, so that's something that that's something to keep an eye out for. There's going to be a lot of people that's sleeping on them, especially me. You know, stay a little sleep. Got to see how they look in the first round of the playoffs. If assuming all goes well. But I'm really impressed, bro. They've had a complete turnaround. They look like they're enjoying playing with each other. Like I said, the ball movement looks a lot better. It doesn't look like they're just going out there, playing one-on-one on multiple possession. Your turn, my turn, your turn. The sharing the rock. It's just looking really good out there. Ben Simmons, I wouldn't say
I feel like that was a sub to that one guy.
Who's that?
Our boy James.
Oh, that's cool. But I definitely feel like things are looking up for the Brooklyn Nets. No one should sleep on that team because they're very, very dangerous. I mean, look who they got on the team. Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. I mean, offensively, they're always going to be a player, a top player offensively, bro. But defensively, I'm really shocked that they're top 10 defense right now because of the stigma that's been over them, the dark cloud that's been over them, that defensively they can't get a stop against anybody, and they're doing that. And I don't even think they're even though they have Ben Simmons, I still don't think they're well equipped defensively as a team to be a top 10 defense, bro. But that's all I really got to say. I just wanted to throw that in there, bro. And before Q left, I wanted to talk a little bit about what do you think? We talked about this earlier, bro. We talked about the awards, and I feel like a lot of the new awards that they making are a little unnecessary, bro. Like clutch player of the year.
You could cover on that. I'm not gonna. I don't really have anything to say about that. So you could cover on that.
Right. I feel like some of these awards that the NBA is making is just unnecessary, bro. The Michael Jordan Award, I get it. It's a beautiful award, very unique. It's definitely a difference between the other awards that are practically the same, just with a different gold man in the middle doing a different pose. But I just feel like a lot of these. Let me click on this real quick. Look. So you got the Michael Jordan Award. Okay, it's the MVP award. Cool. You know what I'm saying? A really unique looking, really unique looking trophy. It's not messing with the original. I just don't get it. It definitely looks like a new something that is more modern era, I would guess, bro. Then you got
again, and they also did change the defensive player of the year last year, so that means they changed it 3 times in 3 years. Well, 2 times in 3 years. Because remember, they gave Marcus Smart like a little ball type of award for his
right.
Yeah, so they're doing a lot. They're doing too much right now.
And then now they got a clutch player of the year award. Like, I mean, I don't know how to feel about it. This is how the award looks. Pretty much every other award besides the MVP looks like this award. I don't get it. It's taking a lot of the uniqueness of the NBA trophies away. I really don't like it, bro. Then you got the defensive player of the year. It's pretty much the same. How it looks the same as the clutch player of the year trophy. The rookie of the year, that's normal. 6th man of the year. All these trophies look the same. Most improved player. And then I just don't know how to feel about that clutch player of the year. Well, I really don't think it's necessary to have that. I don't think it was necessary to make the change. The way the trophies look, it was just so unique. The defensive player of the year, a really, really good trophy, bro. Like really, really unique looking. It just, I don't know, bro. I just don't like it, bro. I had to speak on it. I really wish they didn't do that. And I really think that clutch player of the year award don't need to be a thing, but it is now. The MVP award, like I said, is named after Michael Jordan. Just unnecessary, bro. Most of the awards are named after a player. The Michael Jordan Award, the Jerry West Award, the Hakeem Olajuwon Award. I get that. I think he's the GOAT defender, so kudos to that. The Wilt Chamberlain Award for Rookie of the Year. Maybe he was. Yeah, we could consider him the greatest.
He had the best rookie season. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Wilt Chamberlain trophy. Like this shit is corny, bro. John Havlicek, 6th man of the year, greatest 6th man of all time. There's no question about that. Even though he didn't win the award, there's an argument for
Jamal
Williams, Williams, and Jamal Crawford because they won the award, but this man was averaging 20 off the bench, bro. Like, come on, bro. It's no way he's not the. on multiple seasons. He could have arguably been a star he could have arguably been a star as a starter, bro. He was coming off the bench, giving you good numbers.
He did retire with about like 26K points, 8K rebounds, 8K assists. So
so yeah, I could get why the award is named after him. For good reason. The George Mikan Award, most improved player. I mean, I get it, bro. I get it, but I really don't think it was necessary to change it, bro. You sure you ain't got nothing on it?
I mean, all I gotta say is that, like, yeah, all the naming is a little, crazy, but that's probably that's all I got to say. You could probably close out right here if you want.
Yeah, man. Look, it was a great show. I didn't really say much. You and Q, y'all seemed to, I was clicking, man. I ain't want to interrupt that, man. It was a really good show. Thank y'all for coming, man. Like I said,
man.
Make sure y'all follow us on our social media platform. Make sure I hit the like button. I can care less what the views looking like. Just hit the like button. The like button and the subscribe button is the most important two things. I could care less about the views, bro. Look, just leave a like. Make sure I support. We gonna keep bringing content, bro. We ain't gonna stop. This is 2023, baby. Just make sure y'all keep hitting the like button. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. If y'all want to donate to the channel, it's right down below. Donate at Game of Takes, bro. Look, if you want to, if you don't want to, it's all good. If you want to hit the like button, it's all good. If you want to hit the dislike button, do that too. As long as y'all supporting in all different type of ways, man. But I'm Eli.
And I'm Eddie.
And we Game of Takes, man. And we out.